Rather pathetic that I find myself with opponents that drag me and my actions across the field of debate, though, as if I'm not a giant red herring and distraction myself, who I am as a person, my conduct, my behavior, all of that. Both it's both an ad hominem attack against me personally, and it's a red herring fallacy. You're attempting to distract people from, you know, the claim that the operating system is malware. It doesn't matter. I mean, like, I'm being dragged across, you know, the field as if as if as if I'm anything more than a mere distraction as to the truth underlying my claim. The amount of intellectual dishonesty here is rather breathtaking. I mean, like, why can you not see this? If I were to shoot myself in the head tomorrow, Mac OS and you know iOS would still be malware. It wouldn't be relevant as to whether I existed or not. Those operating systems would still be malware. And not that I'm contemplating suicide, just so we're clear. You got to keep on, not letting the bastards grind you down, if you know what I mean. But you know, like, wake up, bruh. Like, learn how debate actually works, because apparently, like, you don't seem to realize that I'm looking for somebody that's actually competent enough to offer any sort of, like, counter argument to Jeffrey Paul and the fact that the Apple is still tracking their users without any sort of like actual consent from their user. And instead of a rebuttal, what I get is, but you use Facebook. Yeah, well, like, if that were actually like a decent argument, oh, God, maybe it would have managed to convince me to the contrary, but it isn't. Millions of people use Facebook. Millions of them have sacrificed, their freedom and their right to privacy for the network effect of Facebook. Those people may be behaving hypocritically, but that doesn't mean that they don't have a right, ultimately, to be concerned about their privacy just because they're in an abusive relationship with the platform that puts them through this. And it's just it's literally like the stupidity that's at hand here has grown, like, to the level of being personally offensive to me. Listen, like, you if you can't grasp, that it wouldn't matter ultimately in any way, shape, or form whether I existed or not, as to whether my claim, or whether my truth or the claim that I'm making happens to be true or false. Like, my existence is not, you know, ultimately relevant as to the issue of whether or not, we can see that Apple happens to be spying on their users without their consent. I mean, there's an article. I will put it in the underbar, and all you need to really understand in this whole thing is that the people that are doing this are making bad faith arguments rather than actually dealing with the fundamental logic. You have provided nothing but a distraction. You are attempting to use me to as a distraction against the truth.